Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue, and I want you to check out Bondy's Boutique and get some of my merch, y'all. I've added some new things like my mermaid cups and the mermaid tees, and also the Shake Them Tits mugs. All right, you asked for it, and you got it. Check out Bondy's merch at Bondy's Boutique.
Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, let's take a look. Women's lib. When did this happen? Women's lib. Okay. Women's lib happened in the 60s. Okay. Happened in the 1960s. And I Googled that to say that I don't have patience for any fucking dude born after women's liberation taking the position that these roles that we were put in should be so strict, okay, that he can't even put a fucking plate on a table for somebody, okay? I do not have the patience on TV. Carlos King, I see you, nigga. I don't have, okay? I don't have none of the, look, okay. Huntsville, Alabama, y'all. This show is called Love and Marriage Huntsville. It is on YouTube right now. It is a own network show. They released this in Iyanla early, so you know what? I decided to get on up here and talk about it. A few of my Instagram followers was like, Bondy, bitch, we need you to talk about it. And when I watched it, I was like, I see you. I see why. These niggas have lost their mind. These niggas have lost their ever-loving mind. Okay, so it's 4 couples, or is it 3 couples? It's 3 couples. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why I felt like there were more people on this show than there really were. So it was 3 couples in real estate, construction, development, what else? Credit repair. Okay, I feel like they probably work for FES too. Okay, you get up there high enough, you make a lot of fucking money. Okay, so I feel like that's probably what he doing. Reese Holt and Kimmy and Reese are engaged. They've been dating for like 7 years. She's older than him. She's in real estate. He's in credit repair. Then we have Martell and Melody Holt. Okay, what did I say first? I said Holt. I think it's, I'm sorry, Scott, y'all. It's Scott. I'm sorry, I fucked up. Kimmy and Reese are the Scotts, the soon-to-be Scotts. Okay, because they're not married yet, but they're the actual Scotts, which are Marsal and Letitia, his wife, who stays at home and takes care of their 3 kids who are growing, okay? And he wants her to stay at home. He don't want her to work even though she got her real estate license, okay? He is a construction developer. All right, and then the Holts, back to the Holts. That's Martell and Melody. They both have Holt and Holt, which is their real estate development company that they run together. They are all millionaires. Everybody makes a ton of money. Everybody is successful, black, living in Huntsville, Alabama, and they want y'all to know that they got everybody making money. They got the space station, okay, they got all of the engineers. Everybody is popping and intelligent and making money and colored and brown with melanin all over Huntsville, Alabama. And you know what? We here for it. We like to hear about stuff like that. These little 3 couples, they had a business they was trying to do together, okay? It was called Comeback Group. And what they was trying to do was buy a property and develop it in Huntsville so that they could take control of the communities that have been downtrodden by racism and lack of funding and fucked up ass aldermen and so on and so forth, okay? So why wait on the government? Why wait on the state? Why wait on the city? Why not we do it ourselves? I thought that was genius. I love the concept of that. I wish more black folks would do that down here, because, you know, white people love buying up property in New Orleans and then, you know, renting it to people and all of this type of shit. But I would love to see a whole bunch of black folks come together and buy up some of the property in the areas where we grew up, where we okay, made the culture pop, so that people can't just keep coming in, taking property and kicking motherfuckers out that's been living here their whole life because y'all want to overprice shit, because these little rich people from other places that ain't about this culture come down here and think the shit cute, but then want, you know, put in noise ordinances and shit in the French Quarter. Bitch, don't live there. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. It went to a real place. Moving along, okay. So Melody had the idea, since they found this, like, what, 45, you know, what I forgot, half an acre, something, I don't know, I forgot how much land it was, but she found some land and she wants them to all join in together and develop it, put 2 big houses on it, help the people get their credit together so that they can buy the house, help them put the house together, make it a nice little neighborhood again for the black folks, okay? And we here for that. But apparently the last time they tried to do it, they couldn't really come together because it took too long, okay? Marsau, all right, the egotistical, misogynistic asshole that we about to get in that ass in a minute, okay? All right. He found 47 acres of property that he wanted them to put some houses and apartments, townhomes, whatever on, right? And they were taking too long. They would keep having meetings and nothing would happen from those meetings. So the Holtz decided to purchase the land before somebody else took the land. And now everybody else is mad at the Holtz because they feel like they went behind their backs and took the land from them. I feel like it seems like the Holtz was the only ones that could afford it outright. That's what it seemed like to me. And if y'all couldn't pay for it, don't be mad, okay? I'm just saying we're gonna get to that in a minute because there's more to that story. So y'all, the soon-to-be Scotts, like I said, what they did recently, Kimmy been together 7 years, proposed. They planning a wedding, working. He going to school. It's a lot going on between the two of them. And that's when Melody called and tried to get them to come back. Kimmy don't really fuck with it. She don't want to fuck with them. But Reese is speaking for the both of them on speakerphone and saying that, yeah, she'll be down for it as well. Move on to the Scotts, Marsau and Letitia. They've been together 12 years, okay? And I feel like this nigga only wanted a family so that he could have a trophy to show to the world. I don't think you have a wife because you really love her and you want to be a partner and have a family and do this shit together and get it out the mud. I don't think that's what this is about. I think that his family is an extension of him looking like the perfect, you know, American family with a great job and the money and the prestige. And I can tell by the way he carries himself that how other people view him and his family is what's most important. And that's to, you know, look like black excellence over there with your wife staying in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant her whole fucking life. All right, now apparently they don't know how they feel about getting in a comeback group either, because Marsau was the one that got messed over when it came to the Holtz buying their land, because he had done everything beforehand with that property. So it kind of was underhanded. I feel like it was only underhanded because Martell didn't tell Marsau what was going on and just went ahead and did it, and that's why it was fucked up. But if he would have told them that he was going to do it beforehand, it probably wouldn't have been, you know, such a big deal to everybody. But Letitia then went and got her real estate license. This nigga tells her that her real estate license was for fun and that he is not willing to break their agreement, which was for her to stay home and take care of the kids, because a long time ago they decided that somebody needed to work and somebody needed to breastfeed the children, and that was going to be Letitia. And I just kind of was like, nigga, you have to be in your 40s, okay? And if you are in your 40s, meaning you are only at the most 15 years older than moi, meaning that you had to be born after women got their liberation, okay? Meaning you were born in the 70s, during a time when people were getting out of this mind frame, meaning you grew up in the 80s when women really weren't in this mind frame of this is all we have to offer. You probably was in your really good 20s and shit in like the 90s and the 2000s. So I'm so fucking confused as why you on this television show trying to make us believe that you this much of a misogynistic asshole that you think that your wife's only place is to be in the kitchen cooking you that little stale looking fucking breakfast with them strawberries, okay? Like, you can kiss everybody ass. You need to let Letitia do whatever the fuck makes Letitia happy. Your children are getting older, and if she gonna be at home all day, she gonna start fucking the mailman, the plumber, or whoever else coming around to do menial work that you feel like is beneath you. This nigga can't even put a plate on the table. I can't, okay? He sits at the table with his son and tells his son that, you know, we supposed to listen to women, but men are the kings of the household. And his little girl turned to him and said, oh no, there are no kings of the household. We are equal. And I feel like what he should have said is, yes, we are equal, but you are a queen because you are a woman, and I'm a king because I'm a man, and that's what they told us, all right? He said that he don't do this 50-50 marriage thing. And I'm just like, the fact that you don't perceive what she's doing as 50% of taking care of y'all family, that is the fucking problem within itself. You not only want to make her do the thing that you want her to do, but then you put it under the guise of this is what the family needs you to do. And it's like, no, that's what you need to happen for your ego to be stroked. Because if your woman was out there doing whatever made her happy, somehow you wouldn't be a man. Is that what it is? Like, I'm so fucking confused. I'm looking at this nigga. I was so upset with him because your daughter doesn't even have the mind frame that you trying to impress upon her, and she ain't even that old. So you should know this shit that you talking sound like some bullshit right now. Don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, it is the dreams who have the choice of whether you want to stay at home or work. That's fantastic if you can work or you can stay at home, and whatever you want to do, you choose to do. But having the option is absolutely fabulous. What works on my fucking nerves is for a nigga that's probably 40 something years old, ain't even that damn old, to be sitting on this show trying to perpetuate this whole idea that women and men aren't equal. Motherfuck. Moving along, y'all. So everybody meets up on this property, and we have to discuss what happened the first go around. And Melody just basically tells them, look, it was not to slight y'all. That wasn't the reason why we took the property. We bought the property because we didn't want somebody else to come in and scoop up the property. So we thought if we bought it, then at least it would be in our hands, and whatever we decided to do after the fact, we could do. We don't have to worry about somebody else taking the land. Everybody else, you know, looked at it like it was some underhanded shit because Martell didn't tell anybody, and Melody allowed Martell to run that situation, I'm sure. Because Martell is also a little bit egotistical, and he works on my nerves as well, but he has more redeeming qualities than Marsal's ass, okay? So we just gonna go ahead and move on. They decide that they're going to go through with reopening the group or getting the group back together or what the fuck ever, and they're gonna try to develop 2 large 2,600 feet houses on this property that they just purchased, I guess. Whatever. So Melody is at Host and Hope calling Martell. Martell is not answering his phone. Martell show up like he fucking a girl that stay about 10 minutes away. That's what it looked like, okay? He said he was talking to different people, and he got a whole bunch of different businesses, and he got some shit going on in Nashville, so he couldn't answer her phone call. She said, you gave me a ring, I have the ring, answer my fucking phone calls, okay? And see, that's what we be trying to make people understand. When you the wife, you can make these types of demands of people, and they have to respect it because you the fucking wife, okay? And then it is what it is. But something tells me that Martell cheated on her in the past, and it's probably the, you know, looking at the season and everything. Okay, he probably cheated, and when you don't answer your phone, you making me think that I can't trust you. That's a fucking problem. If all you doing is answering phone calls for business, when you get off your phone call, hit me right back and tell me, hey babe, I'm in the middle of some phone calls, what you need, you know, text me or whatever. That's what you do. You don't just leave her hanging and then pop up like, what? He says that she don't answer her phone all the time either. That's why it makes me feel like the cheating is the actual issue. Like, you cheated. So when I'm calling you thrice and you ain't answering a fucking phone, I'm thinking you might be fucking somebody in the area, in the vicinity. Okay? Yo, she dismisses him from the office after she tell him she don't appreciate how he done made this business so that she does all the work while he out in the streets, you know, doing whatever the fuck he doing. And that's why I said, y'all, this is about the cheating. And I also feel like, you know, their business is mostly on her, which stresses her out even more. And then she got to worry about you out in these streets. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I understand. And keeping up appearances and trying not to let everybody know that your man been cheating on you, because she lying to her friends. She ain't told nobody that this is what happened. She just keep trying to act like ain't nothing wrong. And they can tell something wrong. So Reese and Kimmy throw a little dinner party at their house, and everybody comes over, but Martell and Melody come separately. Apparently Martell had a family funeral to go to, and his wife was not in attendance. She said she had something else to do, okay? Which shows that something ain't right in their relationship. Kimmy and Tisha try to talk to Melody about it, but Melody is not trying to share right now. She's just hugging them and trying to get them off her case. Tisha starts to talk about how Marsal doesn't want her to work and say that her license was just for fun and all of this shit. And Kimmy is like, they were raised that way, and it's hard for them to get out of that mind frame of these strict roles that they want men and women to play. And I just kind of feel like Marsal shouldn't have got his ass on this television show, because I feel like as soon as everybody, you know, gets a heap of this is going to have levels to this shit. Because you know, if you feel like this about men and women in their roles and relationships, you have a whole bunch of other fucked up ideas about how people should be living their lives and shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is, you know, this will go on and be more of an issue. So the men go outside because they don't want to be in the kitchen too long, because Marsal says that only women should be in the kitchen. What about the people that construct the kitchens? What about the people that put the appliances in the kitchens? What about all the male chefs out there that are fantastic at their jobs? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I hate niggas. Like, what in the world that you are looking at right now backs up this ideal that women should only take care of the kids. And I feel like he would say some shit like, you know, this is not what everybody should be doing, this is what we doing. But then when everybody sits down at the table, we find out that Tisha did not know she was signing on to be in this type of relationship. Okay, apparently she had always worked prior to them having children, and once they had children, then all of a sudden he wanted to change the dynamics of their relationship, and he won't let it go back now that those children are getting a little bit older. Whatever. They also discussed outside, and this is when I had to stand for Martell, because I was like, yes, Martell, you might be a cheater and egotistical, but we like you. We like you, Martell, okay? Martell broke it down so it could forever and consistently be broke to Marsal and Reese. Marsal says that Tisha said to him that she sometimes feels like a single parent. And Reese is like, you paying for everything, how she feel like that? Martell starts to explain. She can feel like that because she does everything for the kids, and all you do is work, come home, expect food, and to get fucked and go to bed. You don't help anybody get dressed in the morning. You don't help anybody get ready for school. You don't help anybody with their homework. You don't do any of these things when it comes or pertains to the children. He says, well, she had a choice whether we could feed the children or we could take care of the children. Like, you got to have a choice. I'm like, no. Martell said, well, I can feed my children and take them to their games and be emotionally supportive as well as provide for them. I can do both, motherfucker. So what's wrong with your hands, okay? And then Marcel says, so what do you get out of that? The satisfaction that I'm taking care of my family and making sure that my wife is happy and making sure that my kids know that their dad loves them and is in their lives and not just somebody passing by with money every now and again. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? Like, y'all, my daddy was born in 1948, okay? 1948, a black man who was very much your type of egotistical, controlling type of man. But at the same time, he understood that two people working means more money in a fucking household, which is probably why the Holtz were able to buy that 47 acres while your ass was waiting on everybody else to put in their money, because you feel like it's more important that your woman be at home barefoot in the kitchen pregnant instead of helping y'all amass the fortune that you would have been able to get that property with. So what the fuck ever, my nigga, okay? My daddy worked all the time, okay? And he was very much a more money person, but he knew that he had to be more emotionally supportive. So when he got drunk and he felt good, we had really great conversations, and he taught me a lot, okay? Occasionally you get a hug and a kiss, mostly hugs, a kiss maybe like twice a year, okay? But he bought you everything you asked for Christmas. Your birthdays was off the chain, but guess what? He was also the one who cooked mostly in the family. So that was like my first example that these roles are not like, nobody dictates these roles. My daddy was the better cook. He cooked all the time. That's what it was. My mama wanted to work, and she had her own business before they got together. She was going to continue to work even though he could take care of them both and pay for most of the bills. She was still able to be a woman when she was allowed to be a woman. Jerome, come do this. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Just like he was able to be like, I ain't washing all these fucking clothes, Tanya. Come wash some of these clothes. Everybody picks what they do. And then sometimes those dynamics have to change, because my dad got sick and had cancer, and so things in the house kind of changed. My mama had to do a little bit more, and then when he passed away, she had to do a lot more than she ever had to really do for herself while they were together. So the dynamics of relationships change, and the real marriages are the ones that people are able to shift and move together, so that at least they are the constant. Shit can happen to us, but as long as we together, we figuring it the fuck out. He is going to fuck around and mess up his family and not have the family that he wanted to have, because his wife is going to get annoyed with him taking her to play with. She told him that she just gonna have to show him that she can manage both of them. And I feel like eventually you're going to feel like he needs to do more. There's nothing wrong with you washing something every now and again, nigga. You still gonna be a man, your ball's still gonna drop, your dick still gonna work. Like, I don't know what's wrong with Marsal, but I don't have the patience for this type of ignorance. I'ma just go ahead and tell y'all right now. So he might get cussed the fuck out repeatedly. Okay? So y'all, eventually they all sit down at the table, and Melody starts to ask people questions. And these questions start to let some tea be spilled all over the table. Okay? So Melody asked Tisha if she would have married Marsal if she would have known about his ways and how he wanted her to submit. And she says, I don't know, but it probably would have been a mistake not to marry him because I'm happy. I'm like, girl, you lying. And then Melody asks, what's everybody's deal breakers? And Tisha throws some shade to Melody and says, well, if my husband cheated on me or was verbally abusive to me, you know, like how when he told you to shut the fuck up and you slapped him, then, you know, that's a deal breaker for me. And I'm like, girl, you can shade her all you want to. We all know that you wish your man was as understanding as Martell. Just because your man ain't cheating don't mean y'all ain't got fucking problems, okay? She also had asked Kimmy and Reese what they thought would make their marriage strong since it took them so long to get married in the first damn place. They still ain't married, by the way. I don't know about today, but as of now on the show, they not. And they said that maturity and in being together long enough to realize that everybody is who they say they are. And he was waiting for the shoe to drop and it never dropped. And Marsal was like, it sounded to me like you just kicked the can down the line so you wouldn't have to marry her, you know, immediately. It sounded like a way to get out of what you were supposed to be doing in this relationship with her. And I think that because the first time he was married, his wife probably had a lot of the control in the relationship. I'm not exactly sure about that, but he was in a church, he was a deacon, he was 40 pounds heavier, he divorced her, and then all of that changed. So I don't know if that's the way it was, because you know how niggas be, they'll put you in a situation, and then when y'all break up, they act like that was all you. Like, whatever. But I'ma just say whatever happened in that first relationship, I think made him feel like he needed to be cautious the second time around. So that was a little shade to them. And Melody talks about her deal breaker, and she says, if you cheated on me and I let you come back and you continue to cheat on me with disrespectful bitches calling my phone, then it's the issue. And Kimmy was like, wait, there's a respectful way to cheat? And she was like, I am learning that there is. And I'm like, yeah, there is. There's always been a respectful way to cheat. Everybody knows that. The respectful way to cheat is when your wife never finds out about it until the woman you was fucking dropped the baby off on her doorstep and she couldn't have the babies, so she was just gonna take that baby and, you know, y'all was just gonna live y'all life, and if you fuck with that woman again, then you might end up cut or in the hospital somewhere. And so you didn't cheat no more after that because you felt guilty because you brought a whole baby out of the situation. It's when niggas cheated respectfully, but then shit still happens sometimes. But this shit about you cheat with any old fucking body and feel like you just gonna be able to get away with it, so you still doing the shit. Yeah, it's a different mentality between, you know, somebody who's cheating and they fucked up and somebody who cheated and they just about to keep doing it and they don't give a fuck about how you feel about it. So she said, yeah, there comes a deal breaker in that moment. And shit was getting uncomfortable, and the look on Reese's face told me that he knew what the fuck was going on between Martell and Melody. Kimmy said that there's some, you know, murmurings out on the street, but it looked to me like, you know, all she had to do was turn to her husband and hear those murmurs, okay? Because he was looking like he knew what the fuck was going on. Obviously, Martell cheated on Melody, and she took him back and doesn't trust him. Y'all, they're a hot ass mess, but it was good and I enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not. And come back. I think I will be doing R. Kelly tonight. It comes on tonight on Lifetime, so I think I'm gonna do it. And don't forget to check out the Iyanla video. Peace out.